Hello there, it's Matt at Pine Needles. Here to close out lesson 2 with Jim Alcessa. Just wanted to reiterate a few different things today. Tell me, Jim, how did lesson 2 go for you? And tell me a bit about what you learned today.
I guess we were discussing posture and a takeaway. I guess with a takeaway, we don't want to have me breaking my wrist. We want me to take it all back in just like one position.
In sync, right?
In sync, and I guess coming from the left side, just to create something all in sync so that I turn my shoulders.
Yeah, and that stability that we talked about in the lesson will help, the demonstration of that drill that we talked about, turning onto that right side. I think that was a big key today. If I could draw 3 objectives from today's lesson, I think one would be we changed your posture a little bit, which we talked about in lesson 1. I think we talked about today in lesson 2 as well. Turning the shoulders more, and I think then at the end that next objective was takeaway that we used. We worked very hard in lesson 1. I think since the couple of weeks we've had a break from lesson 1 and lesson 2, we worked very hard at getting them hands to be, more of a pendulum, backwards and forwards. And it seemed like today from what I saw, you did a really good job of keeping that connected. And I think you learned something from that. Anything else you could add there?
And probably trying to stay slow and quiet, I guess, would be 2 of the words that you were working with me, because sometimes I can get a little bit too quick or too much motion. We just want it to be slow and quiet going back.
Slow and quiet, and I think, like I said, those 3 objectives, takeaway was one of them, body turn, and I gave you a couple of different drills with a training aid we used last time was that ball. I think today was kind of just putting a head cover underneath the armpits, working on that takeaway in one sync. And then I demonstrated during our lesson with a golf, with a shaft with no head on it, just kind of pushing you off gently, which I think really you got a feeling for. It was an augmentative feedback as well as it's not something you did intrinsically on your own. It was something you actually learned from me giving you that information. So we should help the KP and the KR.
I guess we also put a head cover down on the ground to make sure when I'm taking the club head back, I wasn't hitting the.
And that was something we experimented with today, as well said. And I think going forward, maybe down the road with future lessons, we maybe can look more at that, or stacking some baskets on the floor. But I didn't want to get too finicky with that. I think we then played with your posture a bit more, and I think using that driver head kind of helped kind of show you that. And I think then you showed your left arm was staying straighter and it wasn't breaking as much. I think you did a really good job with that.
One problem I have is my shoulders are hunched. You're trying to get me to just relax and stick my butt out. And
with the changing the posture, we changed. That's right. We changed to be more chested out, a little bit more, so less rounded than the shoulders. That was one thing we adjusted with, on the back of that posture. So that was a really solid point. And I think today you proved that we still got a bit more work to do there, but I think you proved that you could open yourself up a bit more. Like I said earlier in the beginning video, working a bit more on standing taller up, and then working harder, keeping the shoulders back, just using a pendulum to turn rather than being more hunched, as you say, and then you're losing distance and losing loss of posture through impact. So I think you did a really good job with that today.
Yeah, I liked if I took the club back correctly and did not break my wrist and everything, it seemed like most of my shots, were pretty consistent. They were in the same area. Yeah. Probably not a whole lot of dispersion, I guess.
Yeah. I would agree that you did a good job with the proximity of where the ball was going. I think that's something I've seen improvement from lesson 1 and lesson 2. So I just want to congratulate on your progress so far, and we'll look forward to doing lesson 3. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jim.